first of all, the question is, screen privately held companies?
Absolutely, you should screen privately held companies. I would say that if you're in supply chain and procurement, obviously, most of your third party relationships are not with the big publicly traded companies. They're with the smaller to mid market, especially if they are what we call a tier one third party. If that third party goes away, your business operations stop, whether it's a
Right.
shipping magnet or whether that is the widget or anything in between, obviously. So most times when you're evaluating your third party portfolio, I would say more than half are privately held institutions as opposed to the big public giants.
Yeah, and that's always a challenge, right? Because now you're dealing
Yes,
with privately held companies, and so how do you know who to screen? That's
right.
always a big question, right? Because privately held companies, there's not as much publicly available
Hmm.
information.
Hmm.
So let me go sort of. I just want to go through. So obviously you're gonna screen privately held, and
Hmm.
according to the survey, that's 100%. 100% sample agree says yes. And the second one is, do you screen publicly traded companies? And my little sample size also says 100% yes.
Yes, good.
And so the next layer down is, do you screen affiliates? So an affiliate basically is where you've got some common ownership, right? So should you screen your affiliates?
You should to that first level. If you have, let's just pretend that you've got 10,000 different third parties, there may be capital, whether that's human or technological capital, that you just can't screen all 10,000. We suggest tiering, obviously. Where's
Yeah.
your high spend? Where's your high risk as far as geography? And where are those critical components of services and or goods that would otherwise contradict your ability to get product or services to then your customers. So
Oh,
that
well,
tiering
you
model.
just need to expand your CV and talk about basically a third party risk management, because this is relationship segmentation,
Yes.
right? At the end of the day, a relationship segmentation framework that sits in your third party risk management program does exactly that. Allows you to determine the criticality of the relationship, right? And so if it's important to your organization or to the business, right, it's something that they can't easily replace, or it has a risk exposure, basically it's in, whether it's private, public, etc. And the
Right.
second criteria is around exposure to risk. So you may not be able to easily spot exposure to this type of risk. So I would have to say, if you're going to put some risk treatment on it, then you should go through sanction screening. And that's best achieved through a relationship segmentation in a defined program.